Time of year we start thinking about skin cancer, skin damage because of the sun, right?
That's right. Dr. Don is here to give us some tips here. Today, not the sunniest of days, but to prepare for the season ahead, I suppose, right, Don?
Well, it never hurts to be prepared, and it's kind of ironic that we're talking about the sun today, but sooner or later, if you live in Seattle, you will see some sun.
Yes.
And so we want to be prepared, especially for kids, because skin cancer is still the #1 diagnosed cancer in America. And remember that the sun is to unprotected skin like smoke is to unprotected lungs. It is a cancer risk, and unfortunately the adult result that results in skin cancer probably is from a pediatric disease because kids get most of their exposure when they're young and in childhood. So protection is important.
When you go to the store though, there are so many different types of sunscreen.
Right.
I get overwhelmed and I don't know which kind, and I'm trying to look on the back of the
SPF
bottles
number.
and yeah, what does this all mean? Break this down in terms of what we should be looking for.
Okay. A few 411 issues on sunscreen. First of all, there's chemical sunscreens which absorb the UV rays, and then there's mineral sunscreens which block and reflect the rays. The FDA's had a bit of a controversy about chemical sunscreens. The American Academy of Pediatrics has now recommended that parents only use mineral sunscreens for kids. That means titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. And those are very easy to find. Again, there's plenty of examples that we'll see here, and we'll talk about that. So it eliminates some of the controversy, but the best sunscreen that we want parents to use is the one that kids will allow you to put on, whether it's lotions or sprays, and we do recommend lotions.
Is there a difference between the lotion and the spray?
Yeah.
Is there an advantage to spraying? Because my kids find that way
My
easier.
kids like the spray so much better.
Yeah. It's
and
easier to apply, too.
They're just, yeah.
Well, it is easier to apply, especially if you're indoors. If you're outdoors and the wind is blowing, you don't get coverage and you miss a lot of spots. If you put it on your hands and apply it, you're going to miss a lot of spots. So we are recommending lotion over sprays. It's harder to apply, but it's much better coverage.
Is there a minimum? I'm sorry. Is there a minimum on the SPF, though, too?
The minimum in
Or
the
a
SPF
maximum?
for minerals would be about a 50, because again, the minerals in testing are not perhaps as effective as the chemicals, but they're safer. Again, the FDA has told us that the minerals are much safer than the chemicals at this point. But there are products that have both in them. This is one. There are products that are made for babies. Neutrogena Pure and Free Baby 50 mineral.
Sensitive skin.
And again, the same thing. This is the same product for an adult. So
Is
again,
it the same, literally the same
literally
lotion?
is the same.
They just market it differently?
It's marketed differently. It's the same amount of zinc oxide in both of these. So you have to be a little careful. Aveeno Baby is always a good one. Again, apply early. Do not wait till you get to the beach to apply it, because that's like going skiing and saying, we're going to wear our underwear and we'll get dressed in the parking lot. Again, you don't want to do that because you want to apply early for it to have effect.
And you have this golf ball and shot glass for a reason, right?
A shot glass and a golf ball, that's 1 ounce to protect your children and also for adults. You want to use 1 ounce because it's a lot and you need a lot to protect kids. Obviously, if the kids are under 6 months, we want them to have clothing on because you shouldn't apply sunscreen to them.
Important stuff. Chris is telling us we got to go, but looks like the hat, sunglasses, SPF also important, right?
SPF also important. Apply early, apply often, skimp, and reapply, reapply, reapply.
Love it.
Thanks, Dr. Don.